A rather strange object is drifting through the cosmos. The James Webb Space Telescope has captured images that leave even top scientists puzzled. Is it a comet, an asteroid, or something far more extraordinary?
It looks like a comet. It behaves like an asteroid. Yet, in the latest images from the James Webb Space Telescope, the object appears to defy simple explanations. And that's why the debate has exploded: comet, asteroid, or could it be a spaceship? A new visitor is screaming through our cosmic neighborhood, and it's causing quite a stir. Meet 3I Atlas, an interstellar object moving at a blistering 60 kilometers per second. First spotted in July, this celestial anomaly has a trajectory so statistically improbable, it's raising eyebrows at the highest levels of astrophysics. Its path includes a series of impossibly close flybys of Mars, the Sun, and Jupiter, a sequence of cosmic coincidences with a probability of just 0.05%. Now the James Webb Space Telescope's Deep Space Eye caught the mysterious traveler glowing faintly against the black canvas of space. Its trail is odd, not the fiery, predictable streak of a comet, not the silent, rock-like stillness of an asteroid. Instead, it shows unusual movement, almost calculated, almost deliberate. Is this a probe masking as a comet? Is the brightness an engineered signal? NASA says no. The world isn't so sure. With closest approach set for December, every eye is glued to the sky. Whatever happens next, it's clear. The sky has sent us another mystery, and the silence between the stars just got louder. Bureau Report, WION. World is one.
While on one hand, US President Donald Trump seems to be tightening his immigration noose around international students, on the other, he also seems to be wooing Chinese students to the United States. One thing is clear: when it comes to Trump's China policy, absolutely nothing can be predicted. And the reason why that's being said is because even as Washington continues to corner Beijing on trade, tariffs, Trump has invited hundreds of thousands of Chinese students to American soil. Speaking at the White House, Donald Trump told reporters that around 600,000 Chinese students would be allowed into the U.S. to pursue higher education. He further said that U.S. colleges would practically struggle without Chinese students.
Well, we think we're getting along very well with China. And I'm getting along very well with President Xi. I think it's very insulting to say students can't come here, because they'll go out and they'll start building schools and they'll be able to survive it. But I like that their students come here. I like that other countries' students come here. And you know what would happen if they didn't? Our college system would go to hell very quickly. And it wouldn't be the top colleges.
And Trump's comments also drew a reaction from China, by the way, with the foreign ministry saying that it hopes that Trump will deliver on his promises. The ministry further urged for an end of harassment of Chinese students in the United States.
Educational exchanges and cooperation are conducive to enhancing understanding among people of all countries. We hope that the US side will implement President Trump's statement of welcoming Chinese students to study in the United States and stop the unprovoked harassment, interrogation, and repatriation of Chinese students, and effectively protect their legitimate rights and interests.
And quite evidently, Trump's China commitment did not sit too well with his MAGA supporter base, who think that the influx of immigrants might compromise on the prospect of American students. Back in May, Trump's administration, remember, revoked Harvard University's ability to enroll foreign students. A move later blocked by a federal judge. And today, U.S. Secretary of Commerce has likened the H-1B visa program and green cards to a scam and suggested alterations in the current immigration system. The question still is, amid the current ecosystem of crackdowns in a way, what really lies ahead for international students? And can they manage to realize their American dream if they have one? A ruthless energy blitz has left over 100,000 Ukrainian homes in total darkness. Moscow pushing deeper into the critical Dnipropetrovsk region, giving Kiev a severe strategic blow. Russia warning Europe hard against sending troops to Ukraine, meanwhile raising the stakes in this brutal war. Take a look.
Ukraine plunges into darkness. Over 100,000 homes across Poltava, Sumy and Chernihiv are without power after a relentless wave of Russian drone attacks targeted vital electricity and gas infrastructure. The hit on gas pipelines and power stations sends shockwaves through energy supplies, forcing hospitals and essential services into crisis management as Kyiv scrambles to restore light. Kyiv has also stepped up its attacks on Russian energy infrastructure in recent weeks. Gas stations have run dry in some regions of Russia after Ukrainian drones struck Russian refineries and other oil infrastructure. Ukraine says it is using its homegrown new long-range missile known as Flamingo. On the battlefield, Russia claims new ground in the Dnipropetrovsk region, a crucial front line that Kyiv quietly confirms has seen incursions. This marks a significant setback for the Ukrainian military, threatening to shift the balance in one of the war's fiercest theaters. Russia issues a stark warning to Europe: no foreign boots on Ukrainian soil. Moscow flatly rejects any European troops deployments, branding them as dangerous provocations that threaten to escalate the conflict further. Kremlin officials dismiss prospects of a meeting with Zelensky anytime soon. On the ground, the front lines are shifting Russia, which now occupies around 1/5 of Ukraine. It has advanced in recent months in a grinding campaign against Kyiv's smaller, outgunned army. Bureau Report, WION, World is One.
Shifting focus for now, a shadow war between the West and Russia continues to play out, and there is high alert over the Baltic skies as German jets roar into action. NATO jets scrambled after a Russian spy plane was spotted, and this comes close on the heels of America sending fighter jets after spotting Russian nuclear-capable bombers for the third time in a week. Our next report taking a closer look at this dangerous game of cat and mouse at 30,000 feet.
Engines ignited, sirens blared. In moments, German Eurofighter jets tore into the Baltic skies. Their mission: intercept a Russian reconnaissance plane creeping too close for comfort. It was a flashpoint over Europe's most sensitive airspace. NATO radars picked up the intruder within minutes. The Eurofighters closed in, locking sights on the Russian spy bird. What followed was a tense aerial standoff. a cold reminder that Russia's shadow looms large even far away from Ukraine's front lines. Berlin has confirmed the scramble. Officials say the Russian aircraft was operating without a flight plan, ignoring international rules, a deliberate test or a dangerous provocation. NATO isn't taking chances. This isn't an isolated flare-up. Just days ago, Russian warplanes buzzed close to NATO patrols in the same region. But this aerial chess match isn't confined to Europe. Just hours later, half a world away, American fighters were in action. US F-16s intercepted Russian military aircraft off Alaska, the third such encounter in just a week. Russia says these are normal patrols and no one needs to be alarmed. But each scramble, each intercept turns the tension tighter. In the Baltic, German Eurofighters shadow Moscow's spybird. Over the Arctic, US jets lock eyes on Russian bombers. A silent duel played out at supersonic speed. The danger is real. Experts warn that a single miscalculation, a pilot too close, a maneuver too sharp, could turn these encounters into a shooting war. NATO has stepped up its readiness, deploying more fighters, more radars, more patrols. Russia continues to send its aircraft, challenging the alliance from Europe's heart to America's doorstep. Bureau Report, WION World is One.
The meeting between US President Donald Trump and the South Korean president in Washington concluded on a rather unusual note, with the US president demanding to own a part of the South Korean land that hosts American bases. Here's what happened. During that summit with his South Korean counterpart, Donald Trump pushed for Seoul to transfer control of land allotted to US forces Korea. The US president justified his demand by citing American investment in facilities based out of Republic of Korea, hinting at both plans for expansion as well as to build a strategic alliance that could serve the interest of both the countries in the face of regional security threats. And experts worry that Trump's proposal of owning South Korean territories to be used for American bases in the region strictly departs from the agreement that has governed the US military on the Korean Peninsula for decades. And many say that Trump could view this security alliance to be purely transactional and even self-serving to some extent. At the outset, though, this may simply signal America's willingness to commit to a long-term military presence on the Korean Peninsula, but one that could come with implications for North Korea. Speaking of which, Trump had an entirely different tune to sing. Trump said that he wishes to meet the North Korean leader, Kim Jong-un, as soon as this year itself. And this, he said, is part of an attempt to revive the failed nuclear diplomacy of his first term as American president. Listen to this.
I have a great relationship with Kim Jong-un. I hope it stays that way. I think it will. I have a very good relationship. I understand him. I spend a lot of free time with him, talking about things that we probably aren't supposed to talk about. And, you know, I get along with him really well. I think he has a country of great potential, tremendous potential.
The South Korean president, meanwhile, hailed Trump's comment and hoped for him to end the decades-old standoff between South and North Korea. That is yet to have a peace treaty in place. Now, important to note here that the United States shares a defense treaty with South Korea, under which the U.S. maintains about 28,500 military personnel based in South Korea, more than in any foreign country other than Germany and Japan, by the way. Prepared to face any threats from neighboring North Korea. However, experts suggest for America, its top priority remains to secure strategic interests against aggressors like China. And Trump's two-pronged diplomacy aims to basically achieve just that.